What's up, everybody? It's the Hardy Construction. You can find us at hardyconstruction.com. It's the Hardy Construction 2016 electoral spectacular, right?
Super Tuesday.
Yes, it's Super Tuesday, so we're voting on what's going to be the worst movies
Tuesday,
of the year.
It's just a regular Tuesday.
That's right. It's going to be voting for the worst movies that are going to come out this year. We're actually going to vote. We're going to make it a little bit special today.
We don't know yet.
Yes. But we're very pessimistic, so most likely it won't be good.
We're caucusing for the movie remakes of this.
We're sticking our big caucuses everywhere. You know what I mean? Oh, boy. So, Danny, we're looking at 4 websites today, 5 websites
today. I didn't even say my name. You didn't say your name.
But who cares? I mean, right.
What is the show? What's the show called? This is the Hardy Construction. And my name is...
Do you think anybody listens to this crap?
My name is Drums.
Very good. Oh, did we fuck? That's the worst intro we've ever done for the show. So anyway, 4 websites we're looking at today are JoBlo.com, that Danny actually called Joblo.
Shut up.
Dread Central, Bloody Disgusting, and...
Balls?
What the hell is...
What is it called?
Whatever.
HorrorNews.net.
Yeah, and another website is thehorrorclub.blogspot.com, which lets people know when horror VOD, video on demand movies come out. So it lets you know which movies are streaming. Are going to be coming out soon. Right. So, you got anything that jumps off the bat for you right now that you want to see?
I did want to talk about Twilight Zone because I love the original series. I like the movie a lot. The one that says starring Dan Aykroyd, even though he's in it for like 5 seconds.
So they're remaking the Twilight Zone. I didn't hear about this until today. So what's going on?
Actually, Thea had told me about that. But basically, the guy that made, I think Bryan Singer's involved.
Does that mean there's going to be a lot of shirtless young twinks running around?
They're gonna have all kinds of twinks running around. Underage, of course. Underage.
Have you ever seen, because, if anybody doesn't know, the guy who directed the first 2 X-Men films, and then he directed X-Men, what was the one, Days of Future Past, and then X-Men Apocalypse Craziness, whatever. He got in trouble a little bit. He got in trouble because some guy was saying that some guy had said that Bryan Singer himself had molested him or had sex with him when he was underage, 16 years old.
But he's still working, so maybe it's not true. You know?
Right? Yeah, sure. Yeah, just like Clown House. I don't care what a guy does. Well, actually, I care if the kid's underage. That's
it's not cool.
But if he's screwing around with 18-year-old kids that are saying, "Oh, it was 17 years," that's the thing that took down the guy who did Elmo's voice. Remember the guy who
Wait, really? The guy that did Elmo's voice got...
You didn't know about that? Okay, before I go back to Bryan Singer, the guy who used to do Elmo's voice, remember originally Elmo, obviously, is probably the most standout Muppet for the longest time. Yeah. And the guy who did his voice was this African-American guy in his mid to late 40s or maybe his early 50s or something.
Right.
And he did Elmo's voice. I could be wrong. I think he also did Splinter's voice in the Ninja Turtles movie, which makes it even more depressing. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But anyway, so the guy who did Elmo's voice, there was a guy who was came out on the news and he was suing him. Because obviously if you get fucked in the ass, you got to sue somebody. I don't blame him.
He's underage.
Yeah, he said that he was 17, but apparently it wasn't true, or it was not, I think you can screw somebody when they're 17 because it's legal or something like that. I'm not sure.
You can do whatever the hell you want, as long as they're not underage.
Yeah, right. So I think he was 17, so he wasn't underage for
Elmo.
But anyway, that was obviously bad press for Elmo because he had to leave the job, and he's no longer Elmo anymore.
That's bullshit. They replaced him. Well, anyway, back to Bryan Singer. Yeah.
So Bryan Singer had these great parties, and you could see all the photos online of him. He's just he's at a Halloween party dressed up as a priest, and there's all these 17-year-old they look young. They're not 17, but they all look very young guys that are the shirtless sort of party boys that hang out and stuff like that. It's very oh boy, Bryan Singer, what are you up to? So that explains my joke about fucking young guys.
As long as he makes good movies and doesn't violate children, I'm happy. But
I don't know. I'm having trouble confirming.
Right. I'm having trouble confirming if he's actually involved in the Twilight Zone. But one guy who definitely
Where did you hear he was part of it?
I've seen it a couple times in the past hour I've been looking at, and but one guy that's definitely involved is the creator of the video game BioShock.
Okay, yeah. Theo told you about that, right? BioShock.
Yeah.
I sent you a video a long time ago. YouTube. There's a game called BioShock. Oh, geez, it takes place on a floating city, and it has like a lot of racist stuff in it. Where it's really hard. I was very surprised they actually let it in the game, but you're supposed to see like all these racist, like basically people from the segregationists and stuff like that. They had like actual like and they actually show like caricatures of like really bad poor caricatures of black people, and it shows you how fucked up these people are. Yeah, it shows you how fucked up this nation. It's
See, I don't even know anything about like new video games too much, but
it's like one of those really immersive video games, and it's amazing just watching because I don't watch those.
They want to make the thing like interactive, apparently.
Brother.
And I don't know what that means, and it's very vague. It says they want to explore the spaces between movies and games. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
For
Twilight.
The Twilight Zone?
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that means. Are you going to touch the screen and Rod Serling's dick gets hard? What the hell does that mean?
They want to add the twist of letting the viewer change and adapt the story based on what he or she feels, as would all.
All right, whatever. That sounds like dumb shit. That sounds like
it might be good if they do it right. It will be good. You can't write it off.
That sounds like something you would watch on like Netflix, maybe. Like you can switch it around
Netflix
or something.
Is great.
No, I'm saying it doesn't sound like a regular TV you can watch it. You'd have to watch it like on Netflix or something. Because what are you gonna do? Press the fast forward button and it changes. There's probably going to be somebody saying, "Oh, I don't want her. I want her to kiss the white guy instead of the Puerto Rican guy." You know, it's going to be like that. Like, where's that? They're going to be some racist fuck doing that. Anyway, so yeah, that's good. But could it beat the M. Night Shyamalan produced version of Tales from the Crypt that doesn't have the Crypt Keeper in it? That's coming out.
Right. Well, I know everybody's very upset about that. I love the Crypt Keeper. I really do. But
you know how much. But I mean, you've seen M. Night Shyamalan movies, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not looking.
He had a good run. He had a good run.
He had one good movie.
Okay, I liked Signs is my favorite one of them. Apparently, people don't like Signs.
No, Signs was good actually. I'll give it that.
I liked Signs. I was okay with The Sixth Sense. It was because somebody ruined The Sixth Sense before I even watched it. While I was waiting, I was on the train, and the guy says, "Whoa, what? Bruce Willis is a ghost?" And the guy was like, and then I was like, "Oh no, Bruce Willis is." Yes, very good. Anyway, and then also, what was the second one? I actually saw some of Unbreakable, and that was pretty cool. No, Unbreakable with Bruce Willis.
Oh, that's good too. Superhero.
So see, he had an alright run, and then he just shit his pants making the right. He thought he was so great. Listen,
I'll tell you, it's like he gets too much hype, and Unbreakable is not really a horror movie, although it is cool. And Lady in the Water is, as you know, I kind of enjoyed it in the sense of like it's like a stoner movie, but it is really bad. Like it is.
What Shyamalan did was that he believed that he was like forced to put a twist in every single movie he did. So that's what happened. That's why he was like, I gotta do this. And then also what Shyamalan does is he put himself in every fucking movie that he was in, and he's like, it was weird because I was watching Signs, and
these ghosts are calling me assholes.
So it was like all these white people, because it was like in the middle of, and I'm not saying there's people from other races that aren't in Iowa or whatever, but then like every other person in this film has been a white person, and you see Shyamalan show up, and he's like he's Indian American. You're like, what the hell is he doing here? Because you're like, what the hell? They would have ran him out of town because they're racist in here. Yeah. But yeah, I bet you he'll replace like the Crypt Keeper, and he's just like sitting in the darkness, and he climbs out of the fucking coffin at the beginning of the episode and does that laugh.
And has the whole music. Wait, no, I just did Beetlejuice actually.
But it's actually, you see like a $1 million mansion instead of an old fucking messed up haunted house or something. Right. It's sort of like you remember Spawn, the animated TV series?
Yeah, that was awesome, actually.
It was good, but the show would begin with Todd McFarlane talking. And I was like, what's Todd McFarlane, dude? I don't even remember that aspect, actually. Because it's like Todd McFarlane, like, that guy was like my hero as a kid. Yeah, but there's something about Todd McFarlane that always bothers me, is like, when I was a kid, like, he was my hero as an illustrator, you know, because I wanted to be a comic book artist when I was a kid. Yeah. And, you know, I met him and bought his first Spawn toys, which I should have kept in the fucking box. They probably would have been worth money, but they're worth $2 now. And he has, like, this sort of Guido accent. Like, he sounds like an Italian guy. And I know he's Canadian, so I guess you could be an Italian in Canada. but he sounds very like a Brooklyn. He's like, you know, like
Maybe
if you
it's
ever
all
see
his,
the
maybe working in the industry, he met a lot of.
there's a
Brooklyn
video. There's a he's only dealt with Italian people, so he tried to adapt. There's a video of him online putting together. They made a really cool Negan toy, an action figure of Negan on top of like zombies with his baseball bat, Lucille.
Okay.
And they show him assembling it. And he's like, you put Negan over here, you put his bat in his hand over
Oh,
here.
you showed me that. That's actually funny. Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is Todd McFarlane doing? Like, because the name sounds Irish, obviously. Very good. Anyway, what am I talking about? Anyway,
Well,
so yes, what were we talking about? Oh yeah,
You were
so
talking about
Shyamalan's going to be
Crypt Keeper,
doing.
which I don't mind that he's not in it. I mean, yeah, I love it, but at the same time, like, that's not the thing that made the show good. Like, that's
Right.
like literally a minute of the show, and then the
I remember they
actual
made
episode.
Do you remember they actually made an animated Tales from the Crypt like Saturday mornings on CBS, and he was there too?
I don't know, but I mean, I
Yeah,
love
they
the
actually made
movies.
Tales from the Crypt. Yeah, I love the movies too. I don't know about Bordello of Blood.
Demon
Actually,
Knight's
I only
one of
loved
my
one
favorite.
movie, Demon Knight.
Knight's one of my
Really?
favorite. It's
Yeah,
one of
that
my
was
favorites, yeah.
fantastic. Anyway, so yes, they're making. We went on a tangent there, but that's cool that they're redoing at least Twilight Zone. I mean, I don't know, all those anthology shows. Like I remember watching the newer versions of the Twilight Zone. I guess they made like a '90s version, and they made
They had
remember
a
they had like
2002
two new
version.
versions. Yeah, there was like 3 versions of it, right? They had the '60s version, and I'm pretty sure they made one in the '90s.
Yeah, I checked out a few of the others, and they're stupid.
I know one was hosted by that actor, the black actor, the one from he's inside the new Star Trek Rogue One. He's the guy with the lazy eye. I forget his name. And he was like the Rod Serling.
Star Wars Rogue One.
Yeah, you know the
You
guy that's talking
blasphemer.
to. Yes. What did I say? Did I say Star Trek?
Yes, you said Star Trek.
Oh, big fucking whoop. Anyway, so actually that movie looks pretty good. Anyway, so let's move on to something else. There's Death House, that movie that you were talking about that had all the, I guess, big actors? I guess not. I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, is it supposed
Death
to be
House.
kind of like the team, like A-Team of horror?
The
people?
Expendables, you mean? The Expendables version
Yeah,
of
right.
horror actors. So let's see. Death House, the upcoming thriller from writer-director Harrison Smith, who made a movie called Camp Dread, don't know what that is basically a yearbook for horror veterans. In addition to a jam-packed cast of fan favorites, the screenplay itself is based on a story by the late Gunnar Hansen. Oh boy, Leatherface himself. So I guess the guy who played original Leatherface must have wrote this script.
Oh,
Nah,
okay.
he's not with us anymore. Let's see. In this new set, blah blah blah. So I guess Kane Hodder is in it as a chained prisoner, because Kane Hodder is the one that everybody says is the best Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, he's the best Jason. He's the best guy that walks around and stabs people in a mask.
Who was the best Michael Myers? Which one do you think was it? Was it number one?
I
I would say
even know
number
the
one.
name.
I guess, right?
I don't even care. Who cares? That's not what's important.
Here's the
I know people are
storyline.
getting pissed off at me right now. I don't care. Like, who cares?
Here's the storyline. 2 federal agents fight their way through 9 levels of hell. 2 federal agents, okay? So in reality, it's 2 federal agents, right? Fight
Right.
their way through 9 levels of hell, inside a secret prison known as the Death House. Oy vey.
Okay.
A facility-wide prison break turns their fight into a tour of horrors as they push toward the ultimate evil housed in the lowest depths of the earth. Oh, brother. So just fucking
Whatever.
call it.
I'll watch it, of course, but I don't like these kind of gimmicky things like that. It sounds like a
It's
gimmick.
just stupid that they made it like prisoners. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you know what this sounds like? Okay, let me just say, Death House also stars Adrienne Barbeau. Wow, isn't that like a famous woman from the '60s? Felissa Rose, who is what's her name from Sleepaway Camp? Okay,
Angela?
yeah, she's hot though. Sid Haig, who's obviously the clown
Yeah.
from
Devil's
the
Rejects.
Devil's Rejects.
House
Tom
of
Savini, who does all those special effects. He was Sex Machine in
That's so dumb.
from Dusk Till Dawn, if anybody remembers. Stelio Savante, no idea who that is. Richard Speight Jr., no idea. Danny Trejo is Machete, obviously. Dee Wallace, Danny's favorite actress.
Wow. They're actually getting some good stuff in this.
Bill Moseley.
He's also
Bill
in
Moseley.
Devil's Rejects.
Devil's Rejects. Who
yeah.
was he? Was he the main Charles Manson type guy?
Yeah.
Michael Berryman, who's that? If you've seen The Hills Have Eyes, or even if you saw Weird Science, he's that sort of bald big,
Weird
tall, weird-looking guy. Barbara Crampton. Barbara Crampton, that's the one who's your best actress.
Yeah, she's in like everything, yeah.
Debbie Rochon, who I know the name, but I don't know where she's from. I think she might have been in Killjoy movies. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Bill Oberst Jr.
If it's a good movie, I don't care who the fuck is in it. If it's not,
that sucks. I thought Freddy Krueger was supposed to be a part of this, but I guess he's not. So, oh well. Whatever. So, right. Oh man, I'm just looking at the photos. I got this from the JoeBlow.com, and they're showing photos from the set, and it's just like these two ultra good-looking federal agents. They look like they walked out of a Capcom video game of Resident Evil. Okay. And they're showing like the sets, and there's like a woman with a fake Leatherface mask, and oy vey schmear.
We're gonna
anyway. Go ahead, pick another story.
Okay. Well, I mean, we've already talked about the It remake, which I don't remember how I felt back in the day when we talked about it, but I don't really know how I feel now either. It's
they're making it all through. They're actually making it, so they're going to say it's taking all summer.
The way that they're doing it with Dark Tower and shit, like I'm not so happy. Like I'm not.
Speak a little bit about Dark Tower. What have you read about Dark Tower?
Well, the newest thing that I read was that they're going to have some character that I've never even heard of, even though I've read the series like 12 times.
She is in the books, though.
She's in the book for literally one sentence. She's like this very, very, very minor character.
But remember, I sent you that web on AintItCool.com. They actually explain that she's not really that big of a character in the film.
Yeah, well,
itself.
When I see it confirmed, like totally officially, I'll believe it. But
if you don't know what Dark Tower is, it's a series of novels written by Stephen King. I think there were 9 books altogether.
No,
and
7,
it's about
and then a little in between thing.
Right, so that's 8 books. And it's about this cowboy who's on this never-ending search for this guy called the Man in Black, who appears. This book is connected to all of Stephen King's works, and it's basically some sort of weird sci-fi
it's
horror.
Basically, this like meeting point of all the universes called the Dark Tower, and there's something wrong with it, and this guy has to fix it.
Yeah, so it's like a mix of sci-fi, horror, and western, and also meta sort of storytelling. Because the best part of the book is when Stephen King puts himself in it, right? I mean, that's obviously the best. It's the most greatest thing ever when you see Stephen King.
Ooh, Twin Peaks might be getting the second season of the remake of the sequel, whatever you want to call this.
That's going. What is that? Straight to Netflix, or is it straight for Showtime or something? I forget.
I don't know. I think Showtime actually.
Okay. Well, anyway, back to the Dark Tower. They put Jackie Earl Haley in it. He was the guy who played the Rorschach in the Watchmen movies, and he's a good actor. So
what's he gonna do?
Let's see. Deadline reporting the casting coup has landed Haley as a figure that plays prominently in the last 3 books. Oy vey. Richard Sayer.
He might be that.
No, he's playing Richard Sayer.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they really are fucking around with the story for Dark Tower.
They're
like
completely
they're just
disregarding. They're disregarding entire plot lines. Like it's pissing me off. I'm not even gonna watch it. I'm seriously.
Yeah, you are. You're still fucking full of shit.
No, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it illegally without giving them money.
So anyway, yes, they're gonna be filming. They're gonna be filming it during the summer, and they obviously got rid of the original director who wanted to make 2 films, separate films, the ones where they're children and then ones where they're adults. And the company was like, fuck you, this is how much money you're going to get, $30 million to make this movie. Right. So that's how they're going to make that movie. But I don't even know who they casted now, if they kept the same cast, if they have a new director or anything.
See. I kind of, on one hand, would be happy if it was good because, it's a cool movie to remake, but they're not going to do it as good as the original. Like, there's no one that's going to beat, like, Tim Curry.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't understand what the fuck they're gonna do with that because
they're just like basically destroying Stephen King's things, and he doesn't give a shit. He's just like, yeah, that's fine, do whatever you want, because he's like, he writes the books and then he doesn't care anymore. That's fine. Like,
he just gets a big check and then he gets thicker glasses with the money.
He gets
maybe with all that money,
wider space between his
I bet you with the money he gets from all these companies, like these movie companies that buy the rights to his films, buys the rights to his books, he's just spending all this money building giant laser machines that destroy vans. Like, he's able to look through this. He's able to look through this television set and shoot vans from wherever he is and blow them up.
So he could never get hit again.
Yes, exactly. That was the joke.
Yeah,
anyway, anyway, were you ever a fan of the Power Rangers as a kid?
No, I actually only saw it for the first time like a year ago. Someone showed it.
I mean, like the old show?
Yeah, I never saw it. I never cared.
You remember what Rita Repulsa looked like at all?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I saw the image you posted. Yeah, it doesn't look like her.
So Rita Repulsa, the original version, she was like this Asian. Obviously, the show was Japanese, and Rita Repulsa was an old Asian woman with like granny hair that was like tied up. If you've ever seen Juri from the Street Fighter V video games, a Korean girl with the hair that's like in horns.
Now she looks like she kind of looks like a female reptile from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's what one of my friends was saying.
Mixed with Poison Ivy. Perhaps.
He said she looked like a Mortal Kombat reject. So they casted Elizabeth Banks, who is Effie Trinket from the Hunger Games movies, and she's like she looks like she's fucking hot. That's the thing. That's why I'm not so offended. But like the look is so different. It's like, why not just call her something else? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because like she looks smoking. Even if she's supposed to be an alien, holy shit, she's hot. Elizabeth Banks, if anybody knows, she was in the Spider-Man movies that Sam Raimi made. She played Betty Brant, the girl with the black hair that worked for J. Jonah Jameson. She's so cute. She's just so hot, and she's a director on her own.
I just don't care. I mean,
no.
They're gonna make.
They changed everybody's races and switched them around too. Like, Jason is still the white kid, and there's no Tommy in this version, as far as I know.
Who's directing it?
I don't know, some jackass. But they changed the Asian girl into an Asian man. They changed the black kid into the Blue Ranger instead of being the Black Ranger. I guess because they didn't want to offend people. I don't know what the fuck's going on with those. But yeah, it seems like it's gonna be like a real gritty version of the kids show about fighting giant robots.
To get back to Dark Tower, I don't understand why they're making Richard Sayre as a starring role, because he's actually like a relatively minor character. I mean, I do know who he is, but unlike that girl,
I'm aware of the name, but I completely forgot.
He's just like one of those rat people that wears the Cantoi or whatever they call them, the low men. The ones that have been harassing Father Callahan the whole time. They have like red. They're wearing human skin and they're really rat people. Whatever. He's just one of those people. And he helps deliver a baby, and that's basically it. Like, he doesn't really do much else, so he shouldn't be starring in fucking 3 of the movies. Like, it's just stupid. What are they doing?
Anyway, the season 2 has begun of Fear the Walking Dead so far, and I know you want to start covering that show.
Yeah.
And,
we could just do, like, a one full season review at the end.
It's real. You know what they did? Okay, so let's say... Well, let me just say...
a few people say bad things about it. I still haven't
a few. You haven't spoken to more people. That's what it is. But it seems like they're just talking on the boat for the first 2 episodes. Like, they're not talking... They're not, like, really fighting zombies. And I'm like... Right. This show's supposed to be about zombies. Fight zombies. What are you talking about?
As long as they're fighting something. There's got to be some conflict. There could be army people. That's fine. But not nothing. If it's just boring and stupid, that's dumb.
Anyway, coming out on video on demand right now, there's a movie called #Horror, and it's about a couple of young girls being angry towards each other. Does that interest you? No, right?
Not at all. No.
Talk about Darling, the trailer we just saw.
Oh, okay, so this is by the people that did House of the Devil and Innkeeper or whatever. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, that's the director that we love so much. His movies get better and better every year.
You know what? The movies look amazing, this movie looks amazing. It looks like it's black and white, and
it's very much like a '60s retro-looking film. Even the trailer,
which is basically what House of the Devil is, and
because I had seen images for it, and then when I walked around, I saw an actual huge poster for it, and it looked really cool. And I had no idea it was a horror movie. I thought it was some sort of fucking Audrey Hepburn style.
You know what it looks like?
Comedy.
It looks like a really well done, like, college indie project or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was a little worried about. But yeah, you're right.
But it does look good. Like the thing is, this director, I don't know their name, but the people that made House of the Devil, they know how to make things look fucking really, really good and polished. And everything looks really pretty and stuff. But there needs to be like a good story. But maybe there will be a good story. Who knows?
We'll
We'll
hope
find
so.
out. It kind of looks like there could be, maybe.
Okay, so anyway, so off of Bloody Disgusting, let's see what movies are coming out. There's a movie called Stand Against Evil. Who cares about that? Is there any shows or anything that you've watched lately that you thought were pretty good, or
Well, wait.
movies
We
we're
got
not
the.
gonna review that you've seen?
There's going to be a kind of sequel to Tusk in the same world.
Oh, right, Yoga
I don't know if
Hosers.
that's going to be horror though.
Yeah, I mean, I believe Haley Joel Osment's in it, playing a different character. I believe he plays like some sort of weird Nazi guy.
And Johnny Depp's
And they do
in it.
fight. Yeah, Johnny Depp's playing the same character he did in Tusk, because I guess Kevin Smith is just like licking his balls up and down.
He did a
so he
great
could be in his
job,
films.
though. I mean, it was funny.
Yeah, but his scene was way too long in that fucking movie. Are you
Right.
talking about Johnny Depp did a great job, or the
Yeah,
Kevin
Johnny
Smith?
Depp did a good job. He was like that weird.
He was
fucking,
on way too long
like,
for that
cop
movie.
and- I remember thinking it was great. Actually, I don't know. Whatever.
I know, me and Thea thought it was fucking stupid, but she's
Yeah.
from Canada, so I'm sure she could say more. I don't know.
Right.
Because he's making a Canadian trilogy, so it's that Tusk, then Yoga Hosers, which is about these two girls who are sort of like two Nancy Drew type girls, and some sort of demonic monsters kind of destroy this. I don't know what it's about, but anyway, I saw a sequence of it and it looked really stupid. But I could be wrong.
Tusk was really stupid, but it was fun.
Yeah, but this one they were like it kind of was like going one of those '90s type of films, which is fine because he made Mallrats, which is like a guilty pleasure.
I love
and
Mallrats and
they
Clerks.
introduced these characters by showing like Twitter or Instagram screenshots. It was very bizarre, and I was like, oh no, it's like you gotta wait and watch this like bad joke and shit. It was really bad.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, and the third film is supposed to be called Moose Jaws, so it's supposed to be about like a Jaws
killer
version of Moose. Yeah, right. And
Nice.
he's doing that one, and then he's doing another film based on Krampus. But there's already been like a Krampus movie that just came out this year,
Called
or
Krampus.
last year, right? Krampus, and apparently it was well received, but nobody saw it. So unfortunately, that's what happened. But he's going to be making his version. There's a couple of Krampus films from I remember. If anybody knows, Krampus is the dark worker for Santa Claus who like takes kids, the ones who've been
Isn't
being
it like
rats
a
and shit.
German Christmas tale, basically?
Yeah, it's very racist. If you've ever seen like, if you just look up, they still do it to this day. They have like people that dress because Santa Claus has like these guys that work for him, and they're essentially people that are in blackface. I don't know if the people that are are black or they have soot on their face from going.
Oh, you
down
know
the
what? I saw a
fucking
joke
chimneys.
of it in The Office. The
Oh,
show
did
The
they?
Office. They had Dwight's brother or something came like dressed in blackface, and then like he told them go away because he realized it would be offensive.
Oy vey. Anyway, yeah. So here's some new movies coming on to Netflix this year. Coming out. Let's see what good horror movies we have on Netflix. I know there was one that just came out called Hush, and it's about this blind woman who's being stalked in her apartment by a masked mute guy. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of good stuff going on in that movie.
Right. Two people with cripples make a great
Hey! Send your anger towards Daniel Albert.
Kate.
All right, so
Kate Seagal's in it. Oh no.
the
okay.
mom from Peggy Bundy. She's hot. Well, she's
She
hot.
co-wrote it.
Did you? Oy vey. It's
Is
going to
that-
be a lot of
it might
Al
not
Bundy
be the
jokes.
same Kate Seagal.
You think there's good Al Bundy jokes in it when she writes it?
Maybe.
It's just like
Like
The
you
guy-
see
the guy says hate
the blind woman going like ow.
I want sex, and the mute just puts his hands down in front of his pants.
Why did you send
Um,
me another picture of Elizabeth Banks?
Did you see that new trailer for the new Godzilla film from Japan? I want you to
No, I
watch
did
it
not.
and let me know what you think.
It's not the
While
same
you watch.
Kate Seagal.
Okay, so watch this trailer for the new Godzilla from Japan and tell me what you think of it. I'll explain to people what the new Godzilla is about. So apparently in Japan, are you watching it or what's going on? Am I just talking
You
shit
haven't
here?
sent it to me.
I sent it to you through Skype.
Yeah, you
So,
sent me. I'll whatever. I'll look it up.
So there's a new Godzilla film coming out. It's directed by Hideki Anno. If anyone knows who Hideki Anno is, he is the... I'm sending it to you right now. He is the director of an animation called Evangelion, Neon Genesis Evangelion, a pretty amazing anime show about
I've
giant
definitely
robots.
heard of that.
So
Never seen it though.
Yeah, it's a great show. 26 episodes, but it's like a real mind trip. Anyway, so Hideki Anno is directing this film because obviously we had 2014's Godzilla, and that's sort of people either liked it or really disliked it, and that starred Hal from Malcolm in the Middle. I don't think that guy did any other shows.
Okay.
And it also starred see, that was a Breaking Bad joke, Danny. And it also starred the actor who played in Kick-Ass, and I think it supposedly that movie had an hour before Godzilla came on screen. So I don't know that's the worst thing to me about Godzilla films, is that you got to watch people talk in the middle of Godzilla destroying cities, because that's why I can never get into it, because I cannot give a shit about
this. Is really, he looks
out.
really cool, actually.
He looks very disturbing, right? So the new Godzilla films, here it goes. Toho's latest in the Godzilla franchise, Godzilla Resurgence, has just received a trailer, and it's rather glorious. The giant beast is shown in all of its glory. So apparently he's going to have 3 different versions of him in the movie, because he looks really really disturbing in the new trailer.
He looks like a really good version of like the shitty old version, like when it was like like the toys and stuff that they had when I was a kid. Like, it looks like they made that come to life, which is awesome.
Because he looks like he's essentially nuked, right? Like he got nuked or something. Because his arms are deformed, like really small T-Rex arms.
Yeah.
And his face, it looks like a horse or some shit like that. But he looks cool. I mean, it looks like disturbing. So I think that's awesome. But I think that's gonna be great. Anyway, coming to Netflix, Anguish 2015. Gravitas Ventures was going to release of Anguish, a thriller. Okay, so there's a movie called Anguish called Inspired by the True Events. Tess is a teenage girl finally old enough to understand that the cause of her psychological problems is a supernatural gift that allows spirits to take over her body. Now that she understands what is happening to her, she must decide whether she wants to keep fighting or succumb to the soul of a recently deceased girl who refuses to leave. That sounds like shit. Condemned, 2015. It might be
good. Who knows?
Condemned. Fed up with her parents bickering, poor little rich girl Maya moves in with her boyfriend who's squatting in an old condemned building on Manhattan's Lower East Side. With neighbors that are meth heads, junkies, and degenerates, this depraved hellhole is even more toxic than it appears. After a virus...
Is this 1980s Manhattan? What are we talking about here?
After a virus born from their combined noxious waste and garbage infects this building's residents. What were they eating that they... Like Taco Bell?
Yeah, what... This was before Giuliani cleaned up the city.
One by one, they succumb to a terrifying pathogen that turns them into bloodthirsty, rampaging killers and transforms their building into a savage slaughterhouse.
It sounds like Rick.
Yeah, but Rick is good, though. Oh, so they're bringing Cujo from 1983. That's a movie you talk about a lot. That's going to be on Netflix.
Why are they going to remake that?
No, they're not. I'm just telling you what's coming to Netflix. This is coming to Netflix.
Okay.
So you get to see Cujo. Don't say it. They're going to remake it just because you said it right now. Estranged. This is a new movie from 2015.
They'll have it starring a fucking cat, and, instead of it having rabies, it's going to have, like, feline leukemia or something.
There's going to be a 15-minute interval towards the end where the cat was actually a genius, and they put it, they put it...
Beats him in chess or something at the end.
And it's obviously somebody put fishing wire on the cat's hand to move the chess pieces.
And then after the cat beats him, beats the main character, the character stabs the cat. The way that it's like the cat leaps at the character, and they hold up a knife and stab the cat. The way they.
But it's reverse footage. They threw the cat, but then they reverse it so it looks like it's jumping at the guy, even though his hands are moving a different direction. All right, so Estranged 2015. Due to a near-fatal accident that has left her incapacitated and suffering long-term memory loss, a wheelchair-bound woman returns home after being abroad for 6 years. Of course she's been abroad. She's a woman. For 6 years accompanied, female shaming, sorry people, by her bohemian boyfriend, the apparent cause of the accident. Unable to remember her family or her own childhood, she sets out to uncover the reason for her leaving all those years ago. She quickly discovers her beloved relatives may not be as loving as they appear to be. Big fucking deal. Wow, they're bringing The Hollow.
Why do you cry about it? What?
They're bringing The Hollow. Remember that movie we saw with Thea about the trees and the little...
yes.
Very good. That's coming to Netflix. If you want to hear our episode, we reviewed that. I didn't like it that much. I think Danny thought it was the best movie of the year, right? If you can't remember, then it's probably not that good. The movie I said... Hashtag horror. That's coming to Netflix. Inspired by actual events. Oh boy. Hashtag horror. Because
is it about like Twitter and shit?
We'll find out. Hashtag horror. I saw the trailer for it, and the only reason I'd watch it is because it has Chloe Sevigny in it.
Yeah.
I have a crush on her. I have a crush on Chloe Sevigny. Like I have a crush on. Oh my god, I can't believe her name. The nurse from Daredevil. Oy vey, I can't believe I forgot her name. Hashtag horror centers on a group of 12-year-old girls. Oh, that goes up
Rosario
your alley,
Dawson.
Danny. Yes, I love Rosario Dawson. Who face a night of terror when the compulsive addiction, oy vey, of an online social media game
Let's
turns
just not even
turns
talk
to
of it.
of cyberbullying.
Next, they're gonna
to a
have a
night of
fucking
insanity.
haunted selfie stick or something. Like what?
It just goes up people's asses. Hush. That was the trailer I just said. I mean, that was the movie we were just talking about. Yeah, blah blah blah. Okay, Hush. A young Maddie Young lives a life of utter isolation after losing her hearing. Oh, so she's deaf. She's not blind. As a teenager, she's retreated from society, living in seclusion and existing in a completely silent world. But one night, the fragile world is shattered when the masked face of psychotic killer appears in her window without another living soul for miles, and with no way to call for help. It appears that Maddie is at the killer's mercy, but he may have underestimated his prey. Blah blah blah. Big fucking deal.
Sounds stupid. So what do we think about the upcoming year? Do we have hope for
He
it?
wants to be done with the episode. Very good. Let's be done with this shitty episode. See, we did this episode just because we couldn't do the review yet, and then he was like, "Yes, very good." Yeah, I usually say very good because I want to be done with something. But you can hear Danny like, "What do we think of the year?" And there's like still 10 more movies to go through. I think it's gonna be.
I feel like the more we talk,
We've
the
done
more
enough.
depressing it
We've
gets.
done enough. Yes. I don't know. Honestly, everything we just spoke about right now, I can give two shits.
What
less
are you looking
about.
forward to? Of any of it? I'm going to
Ask
say I'm
me
looking
next year.
forward
Oh, okay.
to...
Nicholas Winding Refn is making something called the Neon Demon. If anybody's seen Nicholas Winding Refn, he made Drive and Only God Forgives, and he was originally attached to the remake of Suspiria, but he's doing this film instead, which sort of looks like, if you see the trailer for it, looks like a mix of
And that's a
the
movie that
Black
I need to remake either. Ugh.
Yeah, I think they're still remaking it. But this movie looks like an Argento film mixed with the Black Swan, which Black Swan was basically an Argento film sort of remake. So I think that looks good. So I'm not fully depressed about this year. So
I think that
I don't
Crypt
know.
Keeper could actually be okay. And I'm very curious about... what's it called? About the that interactive Twilight Zone. And I'm willing to see it possibly. Maybe. We'll see. That's about it though. I'm not really looking. Oh, and that other movie, Darling or whatever, the one that we that
I think we should probably review that with Thea.
That seems like pretty cool actually. Like, I mean, it looks like it'll be cool. And Sean Young's in it.
Oh. I mean, great.
Maybe she's dressed in cool Blade Runner clothes.
And with that, Danny, what rating would you give this year? We can't even give it a rating.
What
right?
rating do you want to give this upcoming year? I'd give it a 5 out of 10, ruining perfectly good things for no reason.
Yeah. Especially for the Dark Tower. I'll give it a 5 out of 57.
Oh, out of the Dark Tower, I'm going to give it a -1 out of 700. Oh, no, out of 19. -1 out of 19.
Ooh, I got that reference. Very good. So, Danny, with that, what's the final word?
Sung Sam.
The horror deconstruction.